Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, October 12th. I'm going to refer again to a video of Phil G on Rumble again. And this is about NESARA. More details about NESARA than probably I've ever heard. I mean, I think most people have mentioned it. Some of them have talked about what's on the list and everything that we can all find. But over the weekend when I was walking, I listened to, it was a long video. You know, this must be why I'm single and no kids, is because I'm one of the only ones in the world that has this much time on their hands. Anyway, on my walk, I think it was Sunday morning, I was listening to his NESARA video. And one of the reasons that I like it is because he started at point A and worked his way through to the end, building up on each individual thing. And for me, that's how I learn. And this was very valuable, how he started back at the beginning, how the Federal Reserve was started, who controlled it. I even heard stuff about people who died on the Titanic that were actually trying to not let the Federal Reserve take place, and they were going to loan money so the Federal Reserve didn't start and the Rothschilds didn't end up taking over the world. And we all know what happened to the Titanic. So as he was talking, I will say the majority of the stuff I understood. He put in a few pieces along the way. He talked a lot, and I know this from being in real estate and the mortgage industry. I wasn't in the mortgage industry, but being in real estate and hearing how mortgages work, you know, when you get a mortgage on a house, 90% of that payment that you make every month goes to interest, and maybe 10 goes to principal. And that's one of the reasons why when you go to sell it in 5 or 10 years, you haven't worked very much of that principal down, is because it all was front loaded and it all went to interest. So what he said is all true. He sold real estate, so he gets that aspect of it. And one of the things that I have been super curious about is what's going to happen, or how are people going to benefit from NESARA that don't have mortgages on their houses, that and that could involve a lot of people. You know, people that was never able to afford a house. They're not going to have a mortgage that's going to get paid off. People that maybe did pay off their mortgages and are sitting on a house that they have paid off, how are they going to benefit from NESARA? You know, I mean, we've all heard that the debt's going to be relieved. The mortgages for the houses are going to go away. The car payments are going to go away. The credit cards are going to go away. But let's suppose you are sitting there either because you could never afford to buy a house, or you just did your due diligence and you paid everything off, you know, like you were trying to do your whole life. How are those people going to benefit? So one of the things that he talked about is all of the interest that people have paid over the years has been illegal. We have paid interest upon interest upon interest to the Federal Reserve. It's not ever gone anywhere other than to the Rothschilds, because they are the ones that control all of the money from that Federal Reserve. And so one of the things, what he didn't say was they weren't real clear about how that's going to happen, but they are working on a way to give back to the people that don't have credit cards, that don't have mortgages, that don't have car payments. I'm one of those people that's kind of sitting in that place. I have some credit card debt, but not a lot. I rent an apartment. I have the truck that my dad gave me after he died, so I don't have a car payment there. So I'm kind of like, you know, NESARA is going to benefit a lot of people, but it kind of looks like maybe I'm not going to benefit a whole lot. Now, if we go back to the interest I paid when I had my house, all the credit card bills that I paid over the years that I ended up getting way over my head because I was trying to make ends meet and I was not very good with my money. that interest from credit cards, maybe there's a way we're going to get back that. So anyway, I will post this video that I'm talking about where he's talking about NESARA in more details. Again, there was some stuff I've never heard before, but he also kind of plugged in some holes along the way for me, and it was very educational. It would be very educational for people that have never heard anything, because he goes back to the beginning. He explains it very slow. This would be for some newbies that are maybe just now starting to catch on to what's going on. Maybe they have just now started to hear about NESARA. Their eyes are starting to open. This would be an awesome video for them. The explanation of what we all were told and why it was a lie and how it got where it was over the years. He talks some about 9/11 and that the majority of the gold and silver was under there. I don't know if I ever heard that or not. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Again, everything that I have heard up until this point has always been like bits and pieces. A blurb here, a blurb here, a blurb there, you know, and I'm trying to put everything together, as we all are. But he did a really good job, again, starting at the beginning and working his way to the end, which is helpful for those who are starting down a particular rabbit hole. So I advise you to go watch that. If anybody has any other recommendations of places to go for more details on the NESARA rollout besides the med beds, you know, I know we are all waiting on that suppressed technology, but there's a lot of involved stuff with the NESARA, and if anybody knows any more details about that, I would like to know where to go for that. You know, I think everybody's kind of just sitting here on pins and needles waiting for something to happen. We know something's going to happen. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. We know it's all going to be in our favor. We're just trying to get prepared for something that we don't have a clue what it is. So anyway, have a good day. I will talk to you later. Bye.